Hello, everybody. Hello. Hello, everybody. Hello. Thank you, Anne Montgomery. Thank you, thank you. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Holy Spirit, Divine Spirit, where are we at with this planetary stuff? Well, we got some interesting things going on now. We've got some folks out there, so we got this get rich quick scheme. So we have folks out there that have had really terrible lives, of suffering and an initiation process, which they did not know they were involved in. But when they, come out of it and they actually earn their ascension and their right for advancement, they're met at a gate, right? And this person is denying access for transfer into the next phase. They have been deceitfully framing people for crimes at this juncture, this crossroads, or whatever this is. And then they've been forcing them back into a cycle of stagnancy and suffering while they extract the initiation authority and reward and wealth and status. Sometimes they take it for themselves and it appears. Sometimes they transfer that identity and wealth and stuff into a copycat, clone, whatever puppet, so that they can then manage that authority. So this person in this gatekeeper position did not qualify for this position on their own, according to my own intuition and intuitive knowing. They have been harvesting the initiate reward of others who have actually earned that reward. And then they've been unaliving them, sacrificing them, gang RAPing them, doing something to put them back into South Node suffering, and then unaliving them into another birth cycle of stagnancy and suffering. They've been talking about freaking frazzle drip. So they want to capture this magistrate or this woman of authority. I don't know who she is. It could be more than one. Please take it as it resonates. And they want to do a terribly painful thing to this person and then transfer the soul value, identity, and all of that good stuff into either themselves or another. They've been talking about Rockefeller lately, who is very interested in this energy source. And the value of the authority that this soul has been given. So they're being targeted by some very powerful, underqualified, masculine, uninvited guests who are parasiting off of those powerful beings who have actually come into a greater knowing and strength. The problem is that these a-holes have technology, so anyhow, God's fed up with all of this business, and God is listening to them deny entry into the next level of being. So I'm hoping that this individual, because it was 2 or 3 days ago that this person was doing that. So I'm hoping that this individual has been removed from this position. They have not earned they haven't earned the right for the position. They're underqualified. They have not qualified. They've stolen the authority from somebody who has, by red rumming them and putting them through a life of suffering, while stealing their energetic signature and the covenants that go with it. Oh yeah, and Montgomery, they've been doing some stuff. They've been doing some stuff. Oh, I'm so glad to hear about that, authentically, Barbie. I really do. All of that needs to be under different management. If it's going to remain, it definitely needs to be under different management. Somebody that's actually qualified to manage that type of power. Now, anybody who uses that type of power to destroy is obviously not qualified to have that kind of power, because the power that is necessary in order to bring forth life and to create is very, very potent, very, very viable. However, creation doesn't necessarily destroy itself. What creation does is destroy the mutation of itself. So take that as it resonates. We got a lot of mutations out there desperately fighting for the identity of the original. Yes, A.M. Montgomery. They were talking about the mighty shield. They're very upset about that. They're also very upset about the earth angels, or the daughters of Eden, the sons of Eden. They're very upset about your protection, your mighty shield and your protection. They're real upset about it because you've been emancipated. God has claimed you. You've been recognized, seen, identified, and claimed. And these parasites that have had you trapped as a prisoner of war into these cycles of this weirdness. So anyway, they got busted because the research, the investigation, was brought forward to go ahead and receive their opportunity for ascension, for elevation. And so this person has just outed themselves by arguing about it. Like, there was lots of argument. Like, this person has earned their right to transfer. They have passed all of their tests, learned all of their lessons, even with everything taken from them, no support system, no knowing of purpose or identity or powers or any of that, no guidance whatsoever. They still survived what they deemed an impossible path and came out of it to earn a fantastic reward. And now you've got this old man, probably been alive for thousands of years, harvesting beautiful initiates rewards at this gate. So they just outed themselves as being a thief, a parasitic thief, denying entry to the divine feminine in her ascension. They've been doing this to all of the divine feminines. You get up there, you overachieve, you beat them at every freaking challenge, and yet you get up there and then they start calling you an imposter because they're embarrassed because they couldn't beat you. And they don't want to say that a woman beat them, so they want to say, you're an imposter, you're a devil, and because they can't just confess that they're just a weak-ass little bitch who is underqualified and who has never qualified for these positions of power and authority. They've just stolen the life of those who have and then dressed up in the energy and pretended. while destroying everything with the power of creation. They're stupid. And that was one of the messages last night. This divine feminine, these divine feminines could have given these dumbasses everything that they ever wanted. And instead of partnering with them, growing with them, building with them, they decided to make them their footstool and to stagnate them and to steal from them everything, to torture them lifetime after lifetime. And they still could not burn the love out of the mother in any of her forms. Hello, Monique. Thank you. Hello from Kentucky. Hello, Spiritual Swag. Hello, everybody. All right, so let's get into the cards. Let's pull a story, see what Spirit would like us to know. Oh, no, they don't, Anne Montgomery. But they were talking, there's a big burly masculine out there. He's talking about this woman's purity and how he wants that energy. You know, these guys, they don't care who emancipated the daughters of Eden and the sons. They don't care who has claimed them in this next level of this new way of being, because you've graduated out. You've been emancipated. You've been freed of the burden, the yoke, the forced servitude to these ones. They're furious about it because their power came from you. Their power came from you. They got to get it back. And the only way they know how to get it back is to drop a bomb on it. They use the powers of creation to destroy and ensnare and entrap souls and the authority and the power that goes with it. And they use that soul as a connector and a bridge to the Star Nation family of that zodiac and that soul family. And then they go up there and create havoc with them as well. This is very big. It's not just about this realm or what you can see, what is in the flesh. It's much bigger than that. Hello from the Netherlands. Hello. India. All right. So, hello from Poland. Hello from Poland. Hello, Dorothy. I've seen pictures of Poland. It seems to be very beautiful there. Unlike some of these. Oh, for Pete's sake, man. I waited a little later hoping that I could, you know, those all-night party animals would go to sleep by now and rather than come up here with their nastiness. Hello from Romania. Hello, Sami. Hello. It is a little cold, Dorothy. I have a fire going right now. I just lit it a little while ago. I didn't say India was not beautiful. I've seen pictures of India too. There's so many beautiful places around the world, you know. I'm in the United States and, you know, there's a lot of, I don't much care for cement cities, you know. I don't much care for, you know, cement dust and the grime of a city. I don't much care for it. And because everybody's compacted, you know, like they're right next to each other and the energy gets really mixed up, especially if you're an empath and you pick up on energy easily. Living in a densely populated city is one of the most difficult things to keep yourself in temperance energy. If you're an empath living in a densely populated city where people are running each other with cars and beating each other up and stabbing each other and lighting things on fire and beating each other up in the freaking grocery store or toilet paper, whatever. I mean, people are crazy, right? They get their energy all up in a tizzy, and then they go and they vomit it all over everybody in the city. And if you're an empath, you're picking up on all of that. And it can be a real challenge to hold yourself in temperance energy, especially if you're undergoing your own spiritual battle. Um, you know, because you're fighting on the inside and then you're fighting on the outside, and it could just, because it's like it's coming from you, it's coming at you from the inside, and then you're surrounding you on the outside. It can be a real challenge. Yeah, concrete jungle, and there's dust everywhere. I mean, at least when you're in the forest, you know that the dust is just dirt. It's not some weird, man-made freaking thing going to dust. Good morning, sunshine. The sun is shining. And that's one thing I've noticed. It's been, I think, 4 days I have not seen one chemtrail. That's a record. Usually they don't go more than 3. So I don't know what's up with that. All right, let's get this show on the road. Holy Spirit, Divine Spirit, what's the planetary storyline that you would like to share with the people, please? Oh, sir, I thought you said Darpan, but you said Darpan. There's an artist called Darpan that I really like. He has only put out, I think, 1 or 2 albums, maybe. Really good, though. Let's go. Okay, let's go. Holy Spirit, Divine Spirit, what's the planetary read for the day, please? What do the people need to know about the planetary circumstance? What's happening in our world? Well, we got some people grappling for power and authority. They want to switch the money. They want to switch the power. They want to switch the boundaries, not only in the voting territory within the Americas, but in the land borders. We have these big, powerful men who like to, they're pirates, pretty much, mafia. They like to, big and bad. Whoever's the biggest and the baddest gets the most, right? I don't know. Alrighty then. Well, we got the 9 of Wands in the central energy. So you're very resilient. Your faith is tested. You got your boundaries up. You're still just standing there. You got this little bandage on your head. You're like, oh man, here comes another one. Dang. Sometimes you may be a little pessimistic. I know that I am. Sometimes I get on a little bit of a tangent, where I'm thinking nothing is ever going to change. But here we are. Persistently present. In the challenge position. Tower. It could be that your resilience, your faith, and I've heard said that you have the faith of a mustard seed. So these nasties, they saw you as an easy target. Loving, happy, very much a non-threat, right? So they thought they'd just come in with their boots and stomp on you. And yet here you are, you're like, geez, God, why? What's up with this, man? I gotta put up with this stuff. It's like it's been going on for centuries. And you know what I heard too? Is that your soul is weary, and these ones have been told that they will not be destroying your soul. So they're in a tower. They're in a damn tower because you refuse to give up. You refuse to fall down. You refuse to turn into a little crying piss puddle mess. You're not going to do that, and they're really upset about it. They got to drop a bomb or something. Purple playbook. You'll be lucky if you make it to be a grandma or a grandpa. Isn't that lovely? You're such a sweetheart. I love you, sweetheart. In the subconscious, Page of Cups. Page of Cups. New love. Montgomery. Well, you know what happens, when these nasties, when they abandon you lifetime after lifetime, or many times within a lifetime, and you're left alone to get into your masculine energy and you kind of handle stuff, you also have to go inside, right? Because you got to get your advice from somewhere. There's no guide, no guardian, no teacher, nobody. So you got to go inside, right? And when you go inside, you realize the whole freaking galactic, universal, cosmic thing is in there. And you find all this amazing stuff that you may not even be fully consciously aware of. Hello. Hello, everyone. So that's one thing that I'm grateful for, is that, I was kind of forced to go inward. And it was weird because in the spiritual battle with all those principalities and whatever, on the inside, because they were attacking hard on the inside, they tried to get people institutionalized by running insanity through their mind, and then to attack spiritually the waters of the body and the energies and all the bodies, all the different subtle bodies. And at the same time, you've got society around you telling you that it's all in your mind, it doesn't really exist. And so you're battling two freaking battles at the same time. It's kind of this weird thing. You kind of just have to take it on your own. And the only support that you really have is by going inside and reaching out for God, because God ain't out here, and they certainly aren't running around in some church in a beautiful golden threaded robe with a stupid little hat on saying ho hum biddy ba bum, no. Okay, God is inside and then out into the freaking universe, and people they don't want to go inside because it's freaking scary in there. But sometimes you're forced into it. You just got to deal with it, because God calls you and he says, okay, look, child, you're going to have to go through some real hell now, because calling you home, right? And the great thing about that is you don't have to actually DIE, although it'll feel like it. So we got the 5 of Pentacles here. Somebody's in a 5 of Pentacles in the recent past. Could have lost everything. Somebody may have gotten homeless. I heard something about 80 miles per hour and paraphernalia or something like that. So, and sibling and 17-year-old girl. So I don't know if those things are kind of tied in together or if they're separate, but it sounds like somebody got pulled over for speeding or something and got caught with some kind of paraphernalia. They could be in jail. They might have lost. They could have lost a job. They could have lost their house. Their house. They got kicked out. They may be insecure right now. Something might have happened. So they're in a 5 of Cups regret, disappointment. So 5 of Pentacles and 5 of Cups regret. So here's the thing, picture of my surroundings. I once asked questions like that. My future partner, is this the one I'm going to marry? And then I got thrust into the valley of the shadow of death, and all of a sudden my priorities changed. I had to focus on, do I want to live? And and then I had to learn how to love myself, the inner divine, because I had to make a choice. And I chose me. I all of a sudden realized that I wanted to live. But also what I realized is that God is inside of me. And I know that whatever is meant for me will come whenever I am properly aligned in God's mind to receive it. So I'm just living and trying to be happy when I'm doing it, so that I can hopefully at someday come into an alignment with what God has saved for me. That's it. That's all I got. Rather than worrying about if somebody's going to love you, worry about whether you are loving you. And I think sometimes we reach outside of ourselves for a support system without looking inside. And I think that might be some of the religious things, how the heaven is within, and that's where the true support system is. And if we're out here doing what man tells us to do, then oftentimes we are led down a path that they are on, which could be a path of error. But because we don't know better, we might just actually follow them to some kind of thing. And that's why it's important to go within and say, okay, God, where do you want me to go, right? And it's hard because there's so many people telling you what is best for you and what they think you should do. And so, and when I was younger, I would get caught up in trying to please everybody, and take their advice, and it just got to be too much. So go within and seek God. We got the Ace of Cups here. So there is love, beautiful love. And we've got trickery too, though. So you have a whole bunch of love here, but somebody's still present wanting to betray you, to trick you. They've been talking about needing a relationship. There's a powerful energy, a powerful wealth, some authority. You're coming into a new life of some status, and you're being targeted by psychic warlocks and sorcerers who are into transferring soul value and identity, and gathering that reward. That's how some of these churches get rich. That's how some of these governing systems or these big powerful men get rich, is they stop you at the crossroads and then they just kind of take it. But you're not alone this time. God is with you. The bridge was mended and the connection was fixed, and the information has been received. So there's some big stuff happening right now. They've been talking about something about 60% of the population. Yeah, Dorothy, I hate it when they do that. It's one of my pet peeves. Yes, they are. Absolutely. In the lenses being looked through, we've got the 10 of Wands. So somebody's in a 10 of Wands burden. It's over for you, except that somebody's still out there wanting to trick you. Now, I've heard these ones talking to a couple of gals, it seemed, and they were wanting them to, what do they call that? Intercession. They wanted them to provide intercession for a couple of their guy friends or whatever. And one of the young, they were very young, and one of them said, "But we'll take on their karma." Yeah. They're searching out people, feminines, that have a lot of dharma because you've been dealing with a whole bunch of rats treating you like shit for a long time. So you got a big prize, a big reward, and they know that you got a big prize and a big reward, and they want to come in and take it, but they need a relationship, and that relationship usually is in a reckless sexual encounter, some kind of friendship, partnership, collaboration, any kind of energetic entanglement and agreement. They could give you a little gift, a gift of appreciation. They could endorse you, make a donation. They could consider that some kind of a contract or some kind of a binding, a corded connection, and a permission to be in the energy. So if anybody is donating to you, you got to make sure that you set the intention that there's no corded connection. A gift is a gift, and there is no intention of return with that. Just like God gives you your life and a whole lot of opportunity, thousands and thousands and thousands of years to prove who you are, or to prove whatever. So many of you have been undergoing a lot of suffering, lifetime after lifetime. You've had your honor and your happiness stripped from you at the gate when you were supposed to be walking into your next life. That's when they take it. Right there at the freaking crossroads. And this dude last night or the night before, whatever, was busted doing just like that. There was a whole argument about it. There's a middle-aged man there who really wants to be with this powerful woman who has earned her right to transfer into an upper ascended role. And this old man gatekeeper who has not earned the privilege or the right or the capacity to be in this role because he's a thief. He's a freaking soul thief and a gift thief. Masquerader. He doesn't want this young man to have this powerful young woman. Why? Because they'll have a competitor. Somebody to disrupt their power structure, their profit system. They can't let these young men partner up with powerful women and actually love each other. You'll ruin everything. They got to trap these power sources, these roses, so that they can give you a portion. They'll dress up a copycat, perfect body, flat belly, perky breast. Oh, she's so wiggle her hips just perfectly, dressing up just perfectly, perfect arm candy. But she won't be able to produce shit with you because she's not the supply. She's not the source. She's not the powerhouse. Now, these old men want to trap them back and feed part of that to their devil, whoever this devil thing is, and then put a portion of it on the copycat. It's all money, man. It's all freaking just a game for parasites, uninvited guests, mutants, hybrids, whatever, that want the wealth of the human being. They want the status of these powerful women. And these men, they refuse. They refuse to listen to the authority of this one. Now, all of these men together stripped her of every capacity, shut her down in every way, put her through this cycle of torture and a brutal death, burning alive, gang RIPing to death, all kinds of horrible things, stabbing her 47 times until she died, a whole bunch of stuff, right? And then they steal the wealth after they force her into self mode and then unalive her. They take the authority, the wealth, they dress up in the energy, but they don't have the core, the substance to manage it. They're just an ego-driven whore dressing up as a religious person or some person of authority, and they're wearing an energy that's not theirs. They're a parasite. They really hate us because we're speaking on it. They are planning in the midnight hour very quietly now because God's here. It's getting real. It's getting really real now. is getting really real. We've got the AI 13 Atlas or whatever that thing is. Apparently, it's like 10 times the size of Earth. It's a big freaking prison or whatever. And there's like 60% of the population, I don't know, that might go there. And we've got these nasty jacks out there right now working to harvest the essence and the energy of these powerful beings so that they can be seen as, and then, you know, release you. But so this is these energetic entanglements, these reckless sexual encounters or anything like that, it's just right at this time, it is unadvisable. Because we got some nasties out there with a whole lot of really bad karmic debt, and they want to offload it bad onto somebody that's got a big old dharma coming to them. In the environment, we have a celebration. 3 of Cups, friendship, community, happiness, hopes and fears. Ireland, hello. Georgetown, hello. Ooh, 4 of Wands. Celebration, 4 of Wands, homecoming, a homecoming. And the outgoing energy. The outgoing, well, that came out and flipped. Oh my gosh, we've got Queen of Cups in the reverse. Somebody's feeling insecure. Somebody doesn't have any love in them. We've got a South Node, Queen of Cups. Somebody is in South Node. Somebody is in South Node. Well, this is interesting. All right, because this is where the swap happens. This is the crossroads. This is where this is where timelines converge. This is the conjuncture. This is where everything comes together, and then it results in a timeline convergence into one most beneficial outcome. You've got a lot of nasty jacks that like to blow shit up, and they worship war and genocide. They want to take your place. We're at a timeline convergence. You've really got to hold firm. This is not the time to be wishy-washy and wondering if somebody's going to love you or not. You got to really focus on your connection with the divine and the gifts that the divine has aligned you with. And you got to hold on to that, because you've got some a-holes out there that are in a tower and they want you to carry that tower. We've got the Queen of Cups on the outgoing energy that's in the reverse. We're going to have to get more clarification, because here in the near future, we've got a big old cup of love, but we got somebody wanting to betray you. You have to be careful. It would be my suggestion to not get involved in a sexual entanglement or to even take on a union at this time. Give it time would be my advice, because you got some folks out there with some heavy loads. So the Queen of Swords knows the truth, and she's cutting people off. People are getting released. They're getting moved out of the territory, and they're desperate to swap places with you. You may be a nobody, but you got a whole lot of somebodies out there that have accesses to bombs, and I've heard of them talking about dropping one on you. So it's like they know who you are, where you are, and it's like they're talking about literally dropping a bomb on you to take you out, just so they can harvest this universal gatekeeper position or whatever that is. Queen of Swords knows the truth. These people are getting cut out, and they're afraid here because you're maintaining control. You got control of your mind. You've got control of yourself. You've got this download coming in like crazy. You're seeing it for what it is, and people are in a freaking nightmare over it. That you've developed some serious skills. Passionately, you've been working on improving yourself, adding value to your soul, strengthening your connection with the Most High God, Goddess, Mother, Father, and the universal divine, whatever that be, authentically, transparently, for yourself and for everything that you witness and see. And some folks are getting disconnected out here. The wheel is turning. They're getting disconnected, and we've got you coming into a life of luxury and them having a painful ending, and this is the completion of a cycle. They're here to compete with this King of Pentacles, or it could very well be that there's a King of Pentacles. He wants your wealth. Divine Feminine. Queen of Cups. We've got a Queen of Cups on her head out here in the freaking outgoing energies. So this is, yeah, we got, there's some decisions being made. Justice is being served. The law of cause and effect. I can't imagine that the sneaky Pete's and all of that will take away from you, but somebody is like disappointed that they're getting behind because you were able to renew, rejuvenate, and you're making plans for the future based on research. It could be that you've brought forward information that is very helpful to the upper dimensional spaces, and they find you very valuable, and they're not going to let you go. And these sneaky Pete's are very upset about that. They still want to be here and replace you. They want a replacement. They want to strip you out of the scenario and stick in a lookalike. So you've provided a lot of research and a lot of information as to what these nasty jacks have been doing in this particular time. And there's judgment being called for the Empress, on behalf of the Empress, by the Divine Masculine, by the love of Divine Masculine. King of Cups may be calling judgment on behalf of the Empress, the mother. That these bastards had, yeah. So we've got Power of 3 and we've got High Priestess, Star. Was the Power of 3 working against the High Priestess, Empress, Star? Were they trying to keep her trapped? Judgment is being called here. Okay, well, we got some interesting things. I'm wondering about that Queen of Cups in the reverse. We're going to have to get down to this nitty gritty, and I'm going to have to stop talking. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You know, sometimes I find that there's like a stream of thought that's moving through me that is quite agitating, and it does disrupt my peaceful waters, you know, and yeah, the hydration, to flush out those waters when that happens, or just to be aware of it. The sooner you can be aware of it, the sooner you can transmute it or stop it or do whatever you do with it. But it's the key is not to feed it, right? Because sometimes it feels real good to get real mad, you know, in the privacy of your own home, of course, or mind. But that's not where we want to be. That is an implant, and somebody wants you to take on that energy and claim it as your own and be seen as that, even though that's not you. You know, they say the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And the thing about that is like they just totally stripped out the mother. Where's the mother? The Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is the mother. Why do they have to... But they call her Holy Spirit. Why? Because they've been sacrificing her over and freaking over and freaking over. Religious crap. What's a milk diamond? All right, well, we got the 9 of Wands. Your courage and your resilience has got somebody in a freaking tower. So, you're weary, but you're resilient here, right? You're good. We got ultimatum. Somebody has received, somebody's gotten an ultimatum because of your boundaries, your resilient boundaries. And they're drinking or doing drugs or something, trying to deal with it. Your boundaries are still firm. I heard the other day that when they hit these men, when they hit her hard, she comes back harder or she gets stronger. These men said, when we hit her hard, when we hit her hard. So a group of men are hitting a woman hard, and she's coming back harder, getting stronger. So they're drinking because somebody got pissed off. A woman, when they hit her hard, she comes back harder, and they're getting an ultimatum. It's like, what the F were you thinking when you decided to sacrifice this one? This Empress High Priestess freaking star. They're in a tower, as they rightfully should be. Oh, and they're talking up a storm about how they're going to replace you, whoever you are. You know, and I receive these messages, and it feels like so personal. I get all fired up about it. I go, look, and here it is, right here. Look, tower, they're in a freaking tower because you are guided from above. You're connected to Source Creator. Your boundaries are firm. You're weary. Your soul is weary. But these ones have been told by the upper dimensional spaces and places, and these of the upper echelon, higher authority of the universal whatever, has told them they will not be destroying this soul. You're weary. They're getting an ultimatum by their boss because they're losing everything. They're thinking about making a love offer. They need a relationship. They need to download or upload or transfer or whatever your soul value and your authority, your protection. They need to be seen as you so that they don't get wiped out by whatever is coming for them. That's why I'm saying any kind of energetic entanglement right now with anybody who's smiling in your face, because they really need a scapegoat right now. They need a scapegoat. That's what it is. Look, your boundaries are up. These guys are getting an ultimatum. They didn't capture you. They are stupid. They're being called stupid. You could have given them everything they ever needed. You're the freaking High Priestess, Empress Star. You are the magnifier, the life bringer, the stabilizer, the eternal life that empowers tribes and communities and planets and stuff. A freaking mother. A powerful womb of power is right in your temple, and you are the gatekeeper for it. And you got all these nasties out there wanting to command it. And your authority and your privilege as God's divine daughter. Oh, what a bunch of nasty jacks. So you got some little schwankster out here wanting to make a love offer. They need a commitment so that they can mimic your value. They need to be seen as you, and they need an entanglement. There's no love in this person. There's no love in this person. They're in a tower. They're drinking because they're getting an ultimatum. They are in need of a powerful sacrifice. They got to get you on the freaking roster. They've lost everything because you were the source of their wealth. And they lost you. They gambled, they traumatized you, tortured you many ways and many lifetimes. They thought it was a great fun to kick you around like a freaking soccer ball while taking everything from you. They need to mimic your value. They need to trap you because you are the value. And you've got guidance from above. These people are in the middle of a tower. God is sending wrath from above. Boom, boom, boom. God is saying, down with you, boy. Who you think you are, boy? They're in big regret. Big freaking regret. Social freaking mask. wearing a mask to hide true emotions and avoid vulnerability, offering surface smiles to hide deeper pain. These people did not earn their position, their authority. They're losing everything. It was pretend. It was a bunch of boys playing pretend. You know, they talk about girls playing Barbies and playing house and shit. These guys are up there on stage doing it for freaking real, man. It's funny. They're playing house. It's freaking dolls. It's like, woo. They're playing freaking Barbies with their own selves, dressing up in a freaking little pretty suit and getting up on stage and saying, ew, I'm Barbie. So now they're in, yeah, I'm Barbie. They want to dress up in this high priestess, empress, stars energy and get up there and then pretend that they are Barbie. A beautiful, sexy man. Cornholio, pleasure. Yes. So beautiful. 5 of Cups, loss. I'm sorry, I'm feeling a little bit like a smart aleck right now. I don't know what's coming over me. They're in regret because they made a small offering. They took your freaking big old pile of gifts here and they gave you next to nothing. Little Schwankster said, ew, mama. And then they gave you this little teeny tiny present, and then they took your big gifts, your clairsentience, your Claire whatever, and they wrapped your clown, cursed you, hexed you, and trapped you into cycle after cycle of suffering. This worthless little freaking pooh. They're in regret. They failed. Nobody's interested in their small offering. It's a social mask. It's pretend. Oh, and I heard last night that what did they call them? The feral. They called them the feral JDs are here. So last night or this morning sometime, I was in a state of between sleeping and waking, and I heard the feral JDs are here. These guys they're upset because they've got these JDs, these guys who wanted to be a star. They wanted to get up there, put on this mask and be somebody. So they went after this high priestess empress star in order to trap them and then to dress up and be that, right? Well, yeah, so the feral JDs are there. So these nasties that have been guiding them to do this kind of shit, they got a whole lot of unhappy failures out there. Failures. So we got Ace of Cups, love. They were trying to betray you, or they are trying to betray you. You may know that they are very deceptive. It could be that you're coming into union. You're actually going to meet your higher dimensional or higher vibrational spouse. You may already have an entanglement with, a union with. And they may be coming into your 3D space or whatever D this is winding up being these days. I don't know. But you still have Mr. Fraudster, Mr. Social Mask here, who's wanting to come in and betray you. They're being tricky right now. There's no contract. There's no contract. They're not going to get a contract. Those who betrayed you. So you've got all of this love. This beautiful marriage contract is coming up for you. And those who betrayed you are not getting a contract. Or somebody may want to betray you so that you don't get a contract. Let's look at it, okay? We're going to get more clarification. So you've got this big old love coming in. We've got somebody there who wants to be tricky. They don't want you to get your contract. You got some kind of a contract coming up, and you got this aggressive, piece of shit that wants to ensnare you and mimic your value by getting this. So they want to intervene or interfere in your true connection. They call this exact edge definition. They want to come in and mimic your person. So all I can say here is that patience. Your person will prove themselves over time. And so will your enemy. So be patient. And don't get entangled. Pete's sake. We've got this 10 of Wands burden. Could be the completion of your burden. Twin flame. Twin flame. So, extra responsibility, completion of a 10 of Wands burden, twin flame, souls maturing separately to bring deeper wisdom upon reunion. So, it's like both of you have been out like on either side of the mirror, right? Doing stuff. And in parallel dimensions, growing in parallel dimensions. Destined to intersect again. So this is what the Nasty Jacks have been talking about. We're coming up on the convergence, where the timelines are converging and you and your twin flame are about ready to meet. This is the completion of a 10 of Wands burden. There's a celebration here in the environment. We've got a over this 4 of Wands homecoming. Okay, so, but we've got the Queen of Cups in the reverse. We got to get some information on that. So, the completion of a 10 of Wands burden for the twin flames. They're coming together. The 3 of Cups, collaboration, this kind of friendship. You got a celebration here. Freaking Casanova. All right, we're going to have to get more clarification on that. 4 of Wands, homecoming. That's what they want. Casanova wants your homecoming. They want your homecoming. They're wanting to give you a small gift. We've got a social mass. They've lost their money. They're seen to be a faker, a pretender. They failed with this small offering, this swap, this weird thing. They're drinking. They're getting an ultimatum. They're in a tower guided from above. God's kicking their ass over what they've done with your love. This stupid betrayal. They're not going to get another contract with you. This is a completion of your burden for the twin flames. You're coming together. But we've got a celebration here. And then we've got Casanova with this 4 of Wands homecoming. We're going to have to see what's going to happen with this Casanova. There's a celebration. Something's happening with Casanova. But look, okay, so we got comparison. So yeah, so this is here, the 4 of Wands, and then we've got comparison, wallets. Comparison, wallets. We've got the Queen of Cups in the reverse. What's going on with Queen of Cups in the reverse? Seeking help. Seeking help. There is a Queen of Cups in the reverse. Somebody who's codependent, crying out for support. All right. So, well, I don't know. They've been talking about getting this queen into the South Node so that they could transfer some shit. We got, all right, we got imprisonment here. Somebody's being warned. This teddy bear POS is being warned about imprisonment. So yeah, they got an imprisonment coming up. Your twin flame fueling your spiritual journey. So you're connected with your twin flame here. And it could be that you are the secret weapon against others having power over you. You could be a secret weapon that God is using against those who have been exploiting you. They gambled with you. They gambled you. They gambled with your energy. They did a lot of damage with your energetic signature. They were trying to frame you as a terrorist, as a prostitute. This is a piece of shit. This whole network of foul players were going after and targeting a high priestess, empress, a freaking star, a healer, a magnificent, source-connected gatekeeper, mother of the earth. They gambled and they exploited her in a bad freaking way. She's getting a new beginning across the distances. Her twin flame is coming here. So the convergence is about ready to happen. Timelines are converging. You're about ready to converge and meet your person. The other day, I think it was Friday, which would have been, I guess, the other day. I posted it on my posts tab. There was a word, Isha, something like that. Anyway, it means here, and in another spelling of Arabic, I think it was him. So him here. And then I got infinity. So we are now in the eternal. We are entering into the eternal. And you still have a bunch of mind numb, freaking nasty jack, social mask wearing, piece of shit, energetic harvesting, lover boys. Yeah, they're getting a warning because your twin flame is here, where the timelines are joining, and there you're gonna be with your person. You're getting a new beginning, an oath. And these nasties, they're complaining. You're going to take all the animals with you, all of the good spirits, all of the good things. Like, this is like God is coming to get you. And you're the rose. So you've got these roses, right? These bouquets of roses, and you're throwing them. You're like, okay. So it's like you're the innocent, the mother. It's like, okay, well, I'm taking this one, and I'm taking that one, and I'm taking this one. It's like everybody who the mother wants to claim, I guess, is getting a bouquet of roses. Like, they're going to be covered by this sacrifice, this whatever happened here. They're being claimed. Like the children, the innocents and all of that. So there's some, and we got a bunch of peeping Toms out there that are watching this happen, and they're like, oh crap, bad freaking news. They're having a bad freaking time because you're successful. You're being successful. All of the wealth is coming to you. The land, everything is coming to you. And now they're caught in tension because they're being erased. Everything that they did with this stupid infidelity, pizza girl, robbing the little flowers of the innocent and pure, and then using that power to kind of fuel their sorcery or whatever. Yeah, it's all going in the shredder. They're all being undone. It's like they're being recycled for manipulating the divine feminine high priestess empress star as a false flame. All the false flames are going to be turned away because they were manipulating the mother. And that was one thing that this stupid a-hole, this false flame at the crossroads or whatever, whoever this is that's in charge of this transfer into the next level of being, whoever this gatekeeper is, they are a thief, they are a pirate, they are a red-rumming, deceitful, law-breaking, universal law-breaking thief. And whoever this person represents, it could be that big church that's not an actual church. It's a pedophilia ring. And what they do is they get these roses, they turn them away from their prize, and then they rebirth them into another state of suffering. And then what? They take the little child, and then they do their sexual deviancy and defilement all over again, hoping that they can destroy the soul while they live in the authority, the gatekeeper, the authority, the energy, the wealth, and they get the little freaking pizza, and then they do this to them again and manipulate their whole entire freaking life. Sorry guys, this is all coming to me as I'm going. Now there's danger approaching them because they're trying to trap the gift. And it could be that there's danger approaching you, so you got to be careful. But I think there's danger approaching them because they're in a freaking tower guided from above. It's like God is calling forth the freaking dead to take care of those who have been feeding on his family. This is the end of their relationship with batteries, and God said they were the new fodder. These zombies are coming up to eat. God is from above. God is bringing a tower. The zombies are coming up and they're going to take these people out, and they're desperate to get into your energetic signature. They have to be covered by your protection. You've got the rainbow covenant with God. You've been claimed, and you have a clear anointing, and these ones want in your signature, man, and freaking freaking until God sorts this out is the advice. And I'm not kidding. It's more than just you. It's more than this particular lifetime. It's a lifetimes. And it's more than just lifetimes. It's your star nation soul family. And the family tree that you have there. And all of the spiritual wealth that has been allotted for you here. That these ones have been stealing. So they're not just stealing from you. They're stealing from your star nation soul family. And at the same time, they're stealing from Source Creator, who has planned all this out. These little nasty jacks have really thrown a kink into the freaking network. Trying to play God. Trying to play God. You're the new gift, or you are the gift. Well, we had that secret weapon. So your person, your twin flame is a secret weapon, and you're the gift. And we got happy endings, which you might be skeptical of because they've been getting away with this kind of nasty crap for thousands of years. But the bridge was mended and communication has been brought back online. And so thousands of years of history has been revealed. And you are the trump card. You're going to get hidden riches. People might be talking about your honor. They were spreading lies about you. Unfounded allegations damage reputation and trust. Whispers of gossip cause confusion and spread misinformation. They've been doing this for a long freaking time. You've got hidden riches coming to you, only reserved for the worthy. Power, used strategically when needed. It could be that you have been given a new power because you are recognized, identifiable. You're in union with your twin flame. There's a lot of gossip. They were spreading misinformation about your honor regarding pushing. You've been pushing your love. You've been trying to get up this freaking mountain for centuries. And at the gate, this stupid gatekeeper has been stripping you of your freaking honor and trading it in for money. They unalive you, put you back through a rebirth cycle, and then they sexually molest and do all kinds of horrible things to you as you're a child, and then do it all over again. Pizza girl, freaking stealing your honor lifetime after lifetime. Spirit said this a few days back, that they've been taking your honor while you've been pushing your love up through all of this adversity. You've received multiple high honors from many spaces and places throughout the realms. And you've got some nasty jacks here in a freaking mask trying to give themselves medals of honor, trying to portray themselves as you here in the physical plane. This money worshiper. They're out of luck because you have self-discipline. This is, you focused on long-term discipline rather than short-term comfort. You gave up you gave up the booze. You gave up the alcohol. You gave up whatever it was you were fighting with or that was causing you all of this fighting in your mind. You gave up that which was messing with your head. and you started focusing on long-term discipline, and you've got successful results here now, and there's an impossibility of reversing your destiny. You're getting a new family tree. Whether they like it or not, they're going to get in a freaking accident. They're being condemned for trying to steal your honor again. The bridge was mended. God sees very clearly this is what they've been doing. They kind of like, so in my instance, I had a vision of a woman. She had a red wrap around her crown. There was like a desert area. And there was like a red cloth around her crown. And then there was a group of folks, like 2 or 3 women, I think. They were wearing white gowns and head wraps and such. And they came and they unwound the red cloth, and they sort of took the curse or whatever, the hex or whatever that was, off of the crown of this woman. And then there was like a thing, and like the bridge was fixed. The communication came back online, and then all of this stuff started to be revealed. The truth of it. The lifetime story of Earth Woman, that they've been circling around the galaxy for centuries through their slave colonies. Earth Woman is a goddess of time. They've been mutating timelines and then setting up slave colonies for these disgusting brutalizers to have fun and do genetic research and such on our DNA. Our human DNA. Uh-oh, is somebody being mean? Who is that? Winter's baby? Oh. There's the thing, it's macro. There's just a big folks from various star nations. And whether you know it or not, we're all having similar stories and lives over and over again. And that's why many people here resonate with Cleopatra and Athena and, all these other gods and goddesses. Because thousands of years ago, you probably were one. And you probably had the identity of many of these other beings throughout your life as well. They've burned many of these women alive many times. They burned Joan of Arc. They burned, I can't remember her name, but I bought her book. This one, Marguerite something, back in 1310 or whatever. They burned her alive for daring to write a book about love and share it with the community. And for daring to share her connection with Source Creator. Personal communion with God. Guided, counseled, led. So weird. These men want to make it into a story, and then they want to fill the roles with all of their little actors and actresses, and then they want to say, this is the reality, and it's like, oh, bullshit. It's an act. So your channel might be getting promoted, meaning it could be either whatever, your website, your YouTube, your social media. It could be your mind, your universal, multiversal reach regarding your mind. It could be that there is some kind of a celebration and there's this homecoming here, right? Harmony, peace, and joy, togetherness, and celebration. And there's those who were chasing quick gains, ignoring long-term stability, are experiencing an unexpected event. They missed the deadline to find a savior. They were too busy consuming and they got a big ol' no. They're digital whisper, they're made up and altered video evidence of whatever wrongdoing is getting rejected. And they're getting rejected. They abandoned you. And we're going through some kind of a digital detox. Whatever this AI, digital, dimensional connection is, it's being severed. And I think that this is it, you know, this AI system has connected multiple dimensional spaces and places together. And, you know, people have been walking in and out of interdimensional doors. I've seen them. They're mirrored. They just kind of open it and then pop out in their little three-piece suit and their freaking fedora or whatever, their little briefcase, you know. So they abandoned you. They came in, they snatched up your bank account and all of your beautiful, happy energy, and then they left you. They took it back over in this other dimensional space and they just left you there. So now we're going through digital detox. Whatever dimensional space or place was doing this to our people here, it's being cut off. The walls are closing in. They're on overload. The bars are going up. They're being restricted when it comes to having a relationship. And they really need one in order to get that energetic entanglement to be covered by your beautiful star energy, your high priestess, empress star energy. And they need to be covered in that so that they can move forward into this beautiful homecoming. But your person is waiting for you already. We've got some kind of a breakthrough. You've broken through, right? Yeah, the walls are closing in on this person. They're on overload. They're pushing beyond your comfort zone. Yeah. Okay. Breaking through, charge. They may be thinking of breaking through for petty gains, interest. They might want you to reach out first. They have no exit because they were chasing the wealth of independent women. They underestimated you. They made an unfair assessment. You were able to bend without breaking. You were able to yield into the absurd brutalization of these masculines. And yet you were able to bounce back, to come back, and to be strong and firm. They used you. They took everything from you while professing themselves a success. They're being delivered a fatal freaking blow, guided from above. They're in danger. And there could be a bomb. Like I mentioned earlier, I heard these nasties talking about dropping a bomb on it. Just drop a bomb. Just put it right there on a house. They got a target, and it would be somebody's house. And their person, this person they want to trap, this gatekeeper. They're absolutely unqualified for gatekeeper positions. They've been taking the life of the gatekeepers and then being in control over who has access and who doesn't. And they've been unaliving people who are supposed to be in these positions. Irrefutable evidence was discovered of this. There was a big, long, very drawn out argument, which wound up with nasty old man Jack saying, "Drop it." Yeah, drop it. God heard that too. And I imagine that person is going to get dropped. Something fierce. Because he's not very nice. He's not a very nice man. He's not very nice. Not a very nice man. So, we got the 9 of Wands here. You are resilient. Your boundaries are firm. Somebody's getting an ultimatum and they're drinking and drugging. They're trying to numb their mind with these negative influences. So they're drinking, doing substances, they're kicking themselves for being a negative influence. They could be getting an ultimatum from God. They're in a tower, guidance from above. They're in a tower because you are guided from above. And God was like, what? Touch not my anointed. And they touched it anyway. They decided to gamble with the life and the authority of this high priestess empress star, God's chosen rainbow covenant holder. Magistrate, dignitary, universal gatekeeper. They're trying to gatekeep the gatekeeper. Oh, these people are stupid. But they're a man with bombs. They got bombs. They can drop bombs. They're a man. What's your God gonna do? Well, I don't know. I'm just gonna wait and see. I'm gonna wait and see the might of God. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it happen is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be right here, all calm, cool, and collected, and I'm gonna watch it. Warning! Tower, guidance from above, warning. They've got the warning. A few days back, the trumpets were blown. Judgment has been complete. Rewards are there, and we've got some retribution happening now, but we've got this a-hole that's in a gatekeeper position that he's unqualified for, and he's been holding people back. People who are absolutely qualified, cycle after cycle, like you've earned the right to ascend multiple times. And what do they give you instead of ascension? They tie you to a effing pole and burn you alive and take your reward. That's what these men do. We got a Page of Cups here wanting to make a love offer. They need a commitment in order to cast the illusion that they are you or that they have the value of you. It's so sick that these entities have such low value that they have to latch on to a freaking female that they hate in order to be seen as valuable. And they're so mad about it that they want to hurt her, RAP her, burn her alive. They're furious that they rely upon this stupid connection in order to be seen as anything worthy by God. And now she's been emancipated. She doesn't have to serve these ones anymore. She doesn't have to carry the shame or the blame of their filth. God sees her clearly. She's not the terrorist. She's not the prostitute. She's not the one who did all of those nasty things to the Star Nation soul tribe she belongs to. She's the daughter of a lion. You people effed up. You mimickers out there right now trying to dress up in the energy and the identity of. Five of Pentacles, social mask. Offering a surface smile to hide a deeper pain. They're suffering insecurity right now. They've lost everything. We've got a lot of people out there talking a lot, making a big to-do about all this money. And there's no new programmings. There's no structure being built. There is nothing to verify this. You know, so it's all just false. They've lost everything. They actually don't. They probably got lots and lots of debt they have to pay off. Well, we're going in a new direction. They were pretending, and you're going in a new direction. They're losing everything. They were pretending, and we're going in a new direction. A higher vibing, loving direction. It has been stated to these ones that this woman, high priestess, empress, star, is of a greater moral character than they are. They're touting themselves as a religious authority, and they're nothing but pirates and thieves and brutalizers. So there's a Five of Cups, regret, and a failure. So they're failing to make this small offering. Why? Because you're going in a new direction. You know your value. You know your value this time. And I'm sorry, but this little teeny tiny box here and that little schwankster that he's trying to offer you, that little stiffy or whatever, it just ain't worth what you got, honey. It just ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Why? So he can do mirror magic on you, pretend that they are you, get into your energy and F up your spiritual energetic signature and reputation for a sex that probably isn't even very good? When you could have it all in service with the divine? Nah. No thanks, human man. No thanks, dirt man. No thanks, dirt man. They're in upheaval. They're in upheaval. They have failed with this small offering. They wanted to take all of your gifts. They did in a previous lifetime. But what did they do with those gifts? They certainly didn't become exactly like you. That's what they're thinking. They're thinking if they consume you and your beautiful energy, that they can be seen as just like you. Well, they have to consume and consume and consume and consume because they'll never be you. They don't have it in them. They can't ever be it. They're lazy. All they do is cause upheaval for people, using the gifts of others that they themselves cannot produce or earn on their own accord. They can't. They're low vibrational people. They're distracted by you. All they do is cause distractions. You've got this beautiful Ace of Cups, love, and you've got a connection coming up. You're already, look, okay, and this came out, look, it came out just like that, which is in the reverse. So we've got this whole big old Ace of Cups, love. You've got this convergence of timelines. You and your distant twin flame are about ready to cross paths. And you've got this sneaky little Nimrod out there, and I don't even know. Nimrod apparently is some freaking giant of the past, whatever. People say it in a slanderous way, and I don't even know what exactly it means. It just came out, whatever. So we got this sneaky little betrayer out there. Take it as it resonates. I don't know, maybe Nimrod's here. And there is no contract. They don't want you to have a contract. They're trying to stop this contract. They want to do some trickery. They're acting strategically. But we've got grief in the reverse. So they're not able to cause you any grief. It could be that those who betrayed you aren't getting a contract. With this card in the reverse, it says, even with this distance, I know we are never truly apart. Our bond is stronger than any obstacle. I'll cross any boundary to reach you. There is no grief. These ones are not going to interfere in your contract with their trickery and their betrayal. Nope. This is a completion of your 10 of Wands burden. You have been separated in parallel dimensional spaces. Your timelines are about ready to converge. You're about ready to come together with your twin flame. Be cautious, as always, with your beautiful energy because, as I mentioned, it's more than just you. It's about everybody in your Star Nation family. in those upper dimensional spaces and places. You've come here to add value to your soul through experiences, through learning as much as you can about as much as you can, through overcoming challenges and adding great strength and resilience to your soul value, and to strengthen your source connection with Creator, the Mother, Father, God, Goddess. You're here to strengthen that bond, to believe that they are there supporting you, even though they're not physically evident, right? So it's our purpose to strengthen that bond, to add value to our soul so that we can bring that value back to our Star Nation soul tribe. This earth is supposed to be a school, and it got hijacked by a bunch of bark beetles, a bunch of uninvited guests, a bunch of parasites. They decided to, these trees, these beautiful trees that have been rooted deeply into the under and crowned beautifully in the light of the upper. This powerful planetary stabilizer, these twin flames that come together and stabilize the middle ground. And you had a bunch of bark beetles come into this middle ground, these uninvited spaces, and they decided to munch on the tree and then to tear the tree down and to separate the bridges that were of the upper and under that this planetary stabilizer system was doing in symbiosis, right? Okay, you're being a jackass, you're going to go be an RAPist. Okay, well, you got to go to the under, and then you got to go learn some lessons, right? Oh, you're being real good. Okay, well, you get to go to the upper. And now we got this flamboyant little nasty jack out there trying to gatekeep, the freaking universal gatekeeper. God likes research and verification. What can I say? And everybody was like, well, why does he allow this? Why does he allow this? Why does he allow this? Well, because the bridges had been broken, because the bark beetle had chewed all the bark off and destroyed the trees, broke the communication system. We got preparations. Celebration. Collaboration. We got Casanova. What's going on with Casanova in the environment? Observation. So Casanova is being watched. Casanova might be watching you. Looking at your Four of Wands here, your homecoming, they might be spying. They might have access to this Claire. They might be comparing wallets, how you're doing so much better. We saw there that the lady there, a friend of Casanova, is strangling them. All upset. We got release. So those who were comparing themselves to you, see, they called it competition, but it was never competition. It was a deep-seated anger, hatred. These men didn't want... This woman had access to the gate. She was the one who said that you could... Permission was either granted or denied. And these ones were so angry because she had stringent rules. You can't be a freaking pimp. Okay, you can't be a rapist. You can't be a red-rumming a-hole. You can't attack children. You can't go in there and dominate people and be cruel. And you know what they did? They said, F you, bitch. And they took her out and told her to practice what she preached. And they've had her trapped here in these cycles of suffering. This mother figure that they cannot compare to even now. They shut her down and brutalized her lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, trying to compare with her, and they still can't. So they're being released. They're not worthy. They're not worthy of the life that she gave them, to be honest. We've got Queen of Cups in the reverse here. Somebody's all in their feelings. This codependent person who doesn't have any love for themselves is seeking help because of the history of leaving you alone. So they participated time after time in taking your honor, dressing up in it, while you were in there suffering, knowing full well this was your honor. And they were hurting you, drawing off of you, unseen, lifetime after lifetime. And you may not have known why you were getting fat, why you were getting sick, why you were lethargic. Well, because they were taking too much. And now they're seeking help. Because you're balanced. And they're curious, how did you stay balanced? How did you, golden nugget, you royal energy, star, high priestess, empress, how did you keep balanced in all of this suffering? Well, they should know. They were astral projecting into your house, mimicking your every move. They should know exactly what you did. So they didn't like your perspective on reality. It could have been a whole community of people. So they wanted to fight with you. And it could be that those who chose to do that are now getting the wrath of God for mimicking you, for pretending to be you. This Queen of Cups here in the reverse is seeking help for the memory, for the history of you being left alone and suffering in isolation without any support, without any memories, without any connections, because they broke your bridge with Creator. They took over your messaging system. They tried to destroy your soul. He said that every nasty thing that happened to you is going to be done to her. And now she's there seeking help because she's alone. And there could be wrath. While it's waterproofing off of you, whatever these people, they got to keep their distance. These self-interested people that had been consuming the purity, the white little mice, the purity. Like, they got to keep their distance. And whatever it is, their magic or whatever, is going to roll right off of you in this sacred space. The Divine Mother stated that they cannot curse your land and they cannot curse your business. Because they were performing trickery on the anomaly, or they were performing trickery to be seen as an anomaly. They were stealing your honor and your initiation reward at the crossroads. They were not permitting you ascension. They were falsely accusing you of a crime, deceitfully convicting you of it, and then recycling, taking your life, often in a brutal way. They've said they burned you alive many times, and then they recycled you back into another birth cycle where you were sexually molested and everything else as a child and otherwise. You came through an impossible path, and they're trying now to deny you the reward that God has already stated you've deserved and are granted. So this research has been there. We're playing with dominating you and pulling up every seed, every attempt that you made to birth something beautiful in this world. They pulled it up. Snacking on your abundance. Now they're at risk, anticipating. Nobody cares what they have to say. You are protected. You have flown above it. You have survived. They want to drag you back. Nature, Mother Nature, you have a bond with nature in the territory. You are bonded with nature in the territory. The life of the territory. The actual life of the entirety of the territory. You could be the mother of the territory. Yeah. You exposed their routine, their over and back routine, taking the babies and taking them over there into the dark side and sacrificing them, and then dressing up in the energy, trading places, transferring soul value and identity. These children, yeah. So, yeah, you've exposed that, and you've grown in exponentially. And everybody else is going to be able to grow now too, because you exposed this criminal activity of these scavengers of the night. Midnight gremlins and such. They're furious about the mothers. They're being displaced. They have to leave. These ghosts, they have the value of dead men and women, and they have to leave. They got to get out of here because they've been poking and prodding the cat. Now this territory, has something to do with the 888 Lions Gate. This is the Lyrans. These people have been trying to destroy the royal bloodline of the Lyrans, of the Lions. And they messed with this High Priestess Empress Star is a direct descendant, a daughter of the lion, and these men and their little whatevers are their ghosts. They got the value of dead people, and so they're going to go where the dead people go for causing mischief for the cat. Hey, kitty, 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 kitty. Yes, kitty, kitty has freedom and is communicating the gifts, teamwork, having some luck. But we've got some resistance here. Some folks are afraid of what's happening, as they should be. They know exactly what they did to you, and they know that everything they did to you must be repaid. The only way that they see that they can get out of this is if they capture this daughter of the lion, this daughter of Eden, this precious High Priestess Empress Star, and trap her once more. However, the Divine Mother has already stated that they will not be obtaining her and that she needs to be prepared, that they're not going to survive. So keep the faith. And don't get an entanglement with any wankster out there right now. Love yourself and reach for that inner divine that is guiding you. Build that relationship first so that you can come in firmly rooted, highly crowned, and stable. So that you can come into an alignment with somebody who's worthy of your match. And if that just be God, let it be. Let it be that. They could be tormented right now. Somebody might be really going through it. Yeah, 9 of Wands, your faith, you got the faith of a mustard seed. Like you just won't quit. You really are serious about living your life, about living the life God gave you. And these people are getting an ultimatum right now. They're drinking to escape their emotions. This negative influence. They are a negative influence in the world. It could be that they're getting an ultimatum for being a negative influence in your life. Taboo, forbidden love, crime. It was a crime. They got with you and then they led you into what? Addictive behaviors. Smoking, drinking, partying, fighting. They're getting an ultimatum for driving your car, as we saw, into things you would not have chosen for yourself. You survived it. They didn't intend for you to survive it, but you did. They're in a tower, guided from above. Oh, thank you, Pamela. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So they're in a tower, guidance from above, and they're being warned. There's a warning here. Yeah, they took a beautiful, pure, innocent soul, a beautiful rose, and then brought in cigarettes and drinking and fighting and all kinds of whatever. It was criminal. They were supposed to guide you correctly toward God. They were supposed to build you a foundation that you could fill with love and life. They were supposed to be your friend and your protector. Lifetime after lifetime, these nasty jacks chose to betray the beauty that wanted to love them and build with them. Isn't that amazing? You've solved the freaking puzzle of this snake. The illusions. You survived, and the information that you have brought back into these upper dimensional spaces and places has value. And these ones are desperate to trap you again and stop God from bringing you up. Nasty over there is at the gate, keeping the gate, telling this younger masculine who really wants to be with this person that she has earned her right to transfer into this upper dimensional space. And this old man is arguing. He's like, drop it. He's so insistent. They need to keep the powerful ones in the trap. That's the only way that Nasty Jack can create the illusion that they are powerful. Because they're nothing without the essence of these women. No shade to you divine masculines. I'm not talking about you here. Please do not take this derogatory vibration personally, because it's not directed at you. So, you survived this criminal behavior, this Nasty Jack and all of his freaking friends putting shit on you, negatively influencing you when they were supposed to protect you and guide you. So they're in a tower now, and that is guidance from above. They're in a tower because now the bridge is connected, the information is streaming in properly. You have your guidance from above, and they are being warned, do not. But they are, and they will, because they're stupid, because they're literally stupid. You've solved the puzzle of the illusion of the snake. So you've got a Page of Cups out here. They want to get a physical connection. They want an energetic entanglement so that they can mimic your soul value and trap you in some freaking mirror, sacrifice you and trap you into some freaking mirror so that they can live your life in an upper dimensional space while you're down there suffering. Freaking nasty pieces of crap. And the only way that they can get it is to RAP somebody. You know why? Because we all say, no, get the F out, you know. So what do? They throw you down and use that man suit to overpower you and do a thing, right? Because they got to get that defiling done, that degradation of the energy. They got to destroy your power by overpowering you physically. That's all they got. Their magic doesn't work. They just can't. They're not worthy, and they don't have the power to overcome you, divine feminine. You are a high priestess, empress, star, source connected to God above, guiding you now. So freaking wild. Yeah, so this page, who is supposed to protect you, they either got a commitment or they want one, and they want to mimic your value. They want to mirror you. They want to get you trapped in that mirror, and then they want to mirror you. They want to take your value, and they want to pretend. We've got the Five of Pentacles in the recent past. Somebody was wearing a three-piece suit and a tie and a social mask. Going in a new direction. Finances, the finances. So we're going in a new direction. So if you have elevated up and you got your light shining, you're flying now. You're not just creepy crawling into dark spaces on the ground wearing a little, silken thread to prove that you're more than just a worm. I don't know. Take it as it resonates. So the finances are going to those who actually love God. Those who sing praises to God. those who are soul connected to God. We're going in a new direction. Those who actually have soul value. And that's the thing about singing, is that lots of folks can mimic your voice, your word, your mannerisms, but they can't sound, and they can even maybe sing like you and mimic your sound, but they don't have the vibration or the frequency. That's different. So when you sing, it's obvious that it's you, regardless of what you think it sounds like. It's your frequency, your soul vibration, source connected. That can't be mimicked. So they're in a 5 of Cups, regret and failure. With this stupid small offering, they're in upheaval, distracted. They're in regret for making a small offering and bringing you upheaval and causing you distractions. Because we're not dealing with no third-party enemies anymore. There's upheaval for third-party enemies. We're not doing that anymore. You've got this Ace of Cups love. You got a contract coming in. Those who betrayed you and acted deceitfully with this stupid illusion trickery, they're not going to be able to destroy your contract. They're not getting any more contracts. They're not going to be able to cause you grief. They can't affect your contract. Even with this distance, I know we are never truly apart. Our bond is stronger than any obstacle. I'll cross any boundary to reach you. Your twin flame is here. This is a completion of your burden. You're no longer alone. You're no longer alone. Timeline convergence. And yeah, so I got that Isha or whatever, like here, like they're here. They're here. It could be that AI 13 Atlas. Maybe you got a high level guardian or something. Preparations, rose. Preparations, rose. Well, so this preparations card, what it says is that those crows are dropping those clams onto the pavement where the cars drive by, so that the cars will drive over them and crack open those shells and they can pick the meat out easier. So they're preparing the fodder, the food. But then we have rose. So it could be that this is the end of the burden for twin flames that had been fed upon, sacrificed and fed upon. That these ones aren't going to cause you grief or mess around with your contract. You've got an Ace of Cups union coming in with your actual twin flame. They are here. They want to commit some kind of freaking trickery or whatever. But your person knows what's going on here. So there's a completion. Oh, wait. That doesn't go there. It goes here. There's no contract with the rose. There's no grief. So somebody's trying to come in. You got this Ace of Cups love, right? Ace of Cups love, huge, huge, overflowing cup of love. You're just this beautiful, loving High Priestess, Empress, Star. You're still all this love, even though they burned you alive many times. They ganged RIP'd you. They traumatized your soul over and over again, like severely. And then they broadcast the lifetime story of Earth women throughout the galaxy and all their slave colonies to show everybody how weak the mother is or whatever. Yeah, what a bunch of little rat bastards, right? It was just an illusion. It was a bunch of trickery. So yeah, those ones who've been doing trickery or those who are trying to act strategically, they will not be getting a contract with the rose. They will not be messing with the contract of the rose. They're not going to be causing any grief for the rose. Nope. Nope. So it's a completion of the heavy burden for the twin flames. They've done the hard work. And now we've got preparation here. Preparation. Whoo, independent. Okay. Preparation. So it could be that you did the preparation, that you were the fodder. And God said that these ones are now the new fodder. These entities, these stupid little pages, and whatever the hell else these immature teddy bear men are, they've been feeding on the rose. Yeah. They call them the trump cards for the boys, and they call them the roses for the girls. So they've been feeding on you, but look at you. You're this powerful shadow and this powerful light. You are deeply rooted and highly crowned. You've got several high honor awards, and you've got masculines here in the 3D space wearing masks, trying to drum up freaking awards of honor and present it to themselves as though they are you. They're trying to create a fake history that doesn't make any sense. It can't be backed up by anything except the words of a madman. Many madmen. Yeah, so this is the end of your burden. This twin flame being fed on. You've grown into being fiercely independent. You've mastered your shadow, and you've balanced it with all of this mighty light that you are. Yes, you are deeply rooted. You are extremely stable. Yeah, we got preparation, fodder, independent, fierce woman. We've got celebration. Casanova is being observed. Run away. They're running away. Casanova has been discovered. Multiple lovers. He could have infected multiple people. He could have done some stuff. Now he's running away because the big bird sees him as a little tiny spider, you know, and the big bird wants to eat that little spider. Hey, you little spider, I see that little web you got there. Hey, little spider, I see you you're weaving a little trap there. Okay, so yeah, now they're running away because the bird is right there saying, whoa, nice web, Casanova. Nice freaking web, Casanova. Oh, so yeah, Casanova is trying to generate some webs in the territory. Casanova's going to get picked freaking off. He's coming in here trying to compare his damn wallet with you. They're being released. Look, dude, it's not about a freaking comparison. It's about you comparing yourself to you and figuring out why you can't be successful. Because you're not worried about adding value to your soul. You're worried about how well your mask is fitting on your face and whether your smile is believable. They're being released. There's a change happening here. Transformation. Newborn. They might be recycled and getting reincarnated. Like that old man who refused the universal gatekeeper a level up. Yeah, she did her research. So did God. They're being released. They're Queen of Cups in the reverse. This feminine that they've been working with, dressing up in. This mirror, this beautiful little copycat. Yeah, so she's in South Node, Queen of Cups energy. Codependent, insecure, seeking help, crying out for support. Help, help. There's a memory here of isolation. Everything that happened to this woman, that this person was copycatting, everything that happened to this high priestess, empress, star, that this woman was copycatting is going to happen to her. God said it multiple times. There's a breakup here. A separation. This is the end of their happy life. The true rose has risen. They can't take the contract of the true rose. They took a gamble, trying to take the haven of this beautiful high priestess empress, who actually is a fierce, independent woman. This copycat, this person who has not traveled this path or grown the resilience and the perseverance and the wisdom of this person. She wanted to wear the energy of it, to pretend to be it. This is the end of her opportunity to go be a freaking whore wearing this powerful woman's energy. There's divine intervention here because this powerful woman has a beautiful talent of managing her own frequency. Why? Because she's the master. She's very firm. And she has the key to these problems. The information and that she has accrued throughout these challenges is very valuable. But these nasty jacks want to take that information, those memories, and plant it into their substitute. And they want to let this foul creature speak on it as though she lived it and knows it. You are the core. You found the key core of the problem. You found the key people. So, like I mentioned last night, the Gatekeeper, who's been in charge of Ascension, they've been stealing the honor and the wealth and the authority of the Divine Feminine lifetime after lifetime, while brutally unaliving them and then putting them back through another birth cycle and life cycle where they are molested and tortured. They have been discovered. Sixth sense, your intuition. Somebody, this trash misses you. Whatever. They want an encounter. They're single. They're in bondage. You could have done some investigation while you were in bondage, while you were silent, and divine timing is here. Perhaps it's the wrong divine timing for this shadow because you are being reconciled. Timelines are converging. You are going to meet up with your twin flame. You might be getting a message right now. And somebody's out there freaking drinking this clown. Like, what the hell do you want me to do with her? They're wondering, you know, they look at you as a pet, like a cat, a Lyran, who has ascended. You have reached your home and you've discovered why all of this shit was happening. And now guidance from above is pulling up the dead. The zombies are coming. Danger is approaching. These entities who have the value of dead men will be gathered by the zombies and dragged back to those spaces and places they actually belong in. So they're desperate to get with you so that they can mimic your energy to be seen as you and then cast the illusion, trap you in some mirror as them and get you in that suffering position while they present as you. Don't, this dude, this little nasty freaking page wants an energetic sexual encounter so that he can cord with your energy and dress up his effing little chickie here. Who doesn't give a shit about anything. Yeah, they want to mirror you. They want to mirror you. High priestess, freaking empress. Look at this person. she's like, hey, bitch. She's like, hey, yeah, you're a sweet, nurturing mother. There's nothing holy about you, you little bitch. This woman, she's looking at this high priestess empress star, and she's so jealous. Look at her low vibrational shit going on. She's so freaking jealous. She wants to wear the energy of a high priestess empress star, but she is so completely opposite of that. Yeah. Well, she's going to have to go become her own supply. That's what I'd say, Peter. Oh, for sure, man. That's what I'd say. But it's more than just the sex. You know, because if somebody gives you a gift and they put a hex on it or whatever, and you bring that into your home, that is a portal, that is a permission, that is an entanglement, and they can dress up or access or come into, astral project, live in, unseen, your home. I didn't know about that until I had a woman who professed to be a witch tell me to be careful of who I let in my house and what I brought into my house. Right. Amy, somebody slipped me a Mickey once. It was the most weird thing. And I was looking around and there were all these dudes, man. Freaking big barker dudes. It was wild. All I could do is sit there and kick my leg and drink water until it faded. I swear, man. Some of the things these guys do is so freaking raunchy. It's like, why, man? Gotta have a parasite or something in their brain. Gotta have a parasite or something in their brain. That's all I could think of. Thank you, Jose Ortega. Thank you. Thank you, Gone. At Gone. Thank you. Oh, so we got not happy in the reverse. So you are courageous, you're resilient, you're persistent, your soul is weary. God has told these ones that they will not be destroying this particular soul. They're getting an ultimatum. They could be getting an ultimatum for bringing alcohol and cigarettes or drugs or whatever into your life that could have been considered a crime. They were supposed to guide, protect, love, and build with you, but instead they drove you into some kind of failure. You're happy anyway. You're happy anyway. It could be that maybe they were very happy doing it, but they couldn't destroy the happiness in you, perhaps. It was a crime. They were trying to destroy the happiness in you by introducing drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, whatever these negative influences were, to numb your mind. They're in a tower. You have reconnected to source. You've gotten guidance from above. And this snake is being warned. You have solved the puzzle of this lie, this poisonous lie, of this arrogant and stubborn and selfish masculine insisting that they were in control of the ascension of the divine feminine, the divine mothers. These assholes were keeping them in a state of stagnation, in a state of spiritual poverty, when they were advancing at very high rates, potent and powerful, elevating guided by God. And these people tortured and ran them back through another cycle of suffering and molestation and trauma. Page of Cups is here, wanting a commitment, a sexual encounter, whatever, so that they can mimic your energy, so that they can do this mirror magic. They need a sexual encounter. They need an energetic entanglement. They need an energetic entanglement. They need the energy of this beloved child of God, because they have a toxic lifestyle. Side freaking hustle, man. They need to tap into the essence, the power of your womb, and they need to dress up their chosen replacement, and then they need to sell your energy, prostitute your energy. This is what they do. They're still out here trying to do it. So they're in a Five of Pentacles poverty. They have no soul value. They didn't work on that. They were too busy wearing a mask and trying to pretend that they were you. But you went in a new direction. While they buried you in that dark space of loneliness, that you went in a whole new direction. You could have went inward and discovered a multiverse inside of you, and all of those powerful people or essences in those spaces and places. You went in a whole new direction. And these little jackwagons, guess what? They couldn't mimic that. They didn't know this version of you. So the finances are going to the soul songsters, those who sing praises, those who honor God. The finances are going to those who honor God. You're saying goodbye. And they're in a Five of Cups, regret and failure. They're in regret for causing an upheaval in your life, for distracting you from your purpose with this stupid small offering that they tried to trade you, and they tried to make you seem as you were nothing. Now the truth is here, and God is going to give them a big ass whooping, probably. We're not dealing with third-party enemies anymore. Because they're a damn thug, a worthless, all they got is a freaking stiffy, and it doesn't even work. They gotta make up those damn pills, those freaking ED pills or whatever. So you got an Ace of Cups, love. A new connection is coming in for you, and those who betrayed you and trying to act strategically, they're not going to cause you grief, because they're not going to take the contract that belongs to this rose. You have earned your level up. They're spying on you from secret accounts. Of course, they want to copycat you still. Yes. So we've got the completion of a Ten of Wands burden for our twin flames. It could be that you were being prepared, that while people were feeding on you, you are actually being prepared as a planetary stabilizer, deeply rooted into the depths of what it is here, and then highly crowned with the strength that you move with. You are that stabilized temperance energy that can hold it together when everything else is falling apart. You both are that. You were doing that separately, souls maturing separately in parallel dimensions. These timelines are conjuncting now. Your timelines are crossing. You're about ready to meet your person. But you got these fools out here. Remember, you got some fools out here. Oh, fire! So God said that these ones were going to be the new fodder. So this is a completion of your heavy burden. You're a twin flame. You were doing your work in parallel dimensions, and you are destined to intersect again. There is a conjunction of timelines happening. You're about ready to come into this union here. It could be that you are making preparations for... It could be that you fierce independent stabilizer here is making preparation for a firestorm. This rose. See, this nasty freaking old man wanted to keep this rose from her ascension. There's argument. There's a younger, not young, but middle-aged man who really wants to be with this rose, who has earned her worth, her value. She's very, very worthy. And you got this old man who wants to torture her and put her back into a cycle of molestation and suffering because he wants the value of this soul. The value of this soul, which he absolutely cannot compare to. The only strength that he has is his man suit and his little guns and his little bombs and shit. That's it. Because spiritually and even magically, they're weak. Weak ass bitches who never shut up. Thank you, Pamela. Appreciate you. Well, you get tired of listening to it, you know. I mean, I listened for over 20 years silently, and then the Holy Spirit decided that I should be kind of pushed into speaking publicly about it. So I was led in to do this and to actually speak aloud, rather than just harboring it all inside, to share the messages that I was being given because they would help you too, and I'm glad. So we've got a celebration here. There's some happiness because Casanova here is being watched while they are running away. They're being observed. They're running away. The big bird is coming in for a snack. Coming in for a snacky. Hey, spider, that's a nice web you got there. The bird wants a snack. They like appetizers. The big bird really likes appetizers, man, especially the juicy ones. The juicy ones. Oh, yeah. The big bird likes those kind of appetizers. Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you, Louis. I appreciate you, too. I know. They watch this video. They astral project and watch. They watch. Watch me. Life is so grand. I know they like eyeballs. I watched them once getting ready to remove them from a sister friend when I was down in one of them hellholes. Yeah, I was being the eyeballs for God as I was watching these nasties preparing to remove eyeballs. Now, I don't know what happened to the nasties after that. I think God may have given them a smackdown. I don't know. But whatever. I was there to be taking pictures. It's so funny how they call God, like God, you know, he's got mighty freaking protectors, you know, our twin flame, like my twin flame. If this is my story, my twin flame is awesome. Nobody's better than my twin flame. Absolutely nobody. They don't like him because he doesn't play games. And he's not interested in his replacements or their offer of a replacement, which is really wonderful. You know, somebody's feeling like shit because you still love yourself. Freaking Casanova. Freaking Casanova is being watched as he runs away. Or maybe he's watching all his little roses, his little supply that he's been sucking the life out of or snaring in his little web. Maybe he's watching them run away. Maybe Casanova's going to get the juices sucked out of them. They're feeling like shit because you love your damn self. Your Casanova could be watching his replacement, his whatever, running away because they're going to get in trouble. They're going to get in trouble for coming after this high priestess, empress, star. Oh yes, it's a fool's game, and they're only proving themselves to be a fool. It's really wonderful because they actually speak to each other as though they're intelligent, but it's sad, really. It's sad, really. But I don't care. It's their path. It's their choice. And God's not going to let it affect me, so I'm happy. Well, loving self and the divine that is inside guiding us is what will make us survive their horrific attempt to destroy us. Loving self is connecting with the inner divine and treating it kindly and with respect as it deserves, because obviously the entirety of everyone else cannot seem to do that. Well, not the entirety. There are some people out there who are actually very respectful. And as to be expected, they've got their guard up because a lot of people will come in and pretend to be your friend with the intention of stealing your knowledge or your energy and then effing you over with it. So we've got a homecoming here, 4 of Wands. And those who were comparing wallets with you, or anybody who's in comparison, anybody who's jealous or in competition, comparing, they're going to be released. This is a change. They're going to be transformed. Transformed is what they're going to be. Because it's not a secret out anymore. Their secrets are seen and they're going to be released. So it's no secret. You can see very clearly that they are wanting to be fake busy. And that they've been trapping people in these heavenly spaces, sacrificing them to devils, and then bringing up those people who have not earned the privilege of presence in these spaces. They've been dressing them up in their trapped roses energy. So Queen of Cups in the reverse is codependent and insecure. She's all in her feelings, seeking help because of the history of you being in isolation. It's happening to her now, and there's a breakup here over those who there's a breakup over her support system. Like, she's not going to have any man, there's not going to be anybody there to answer the phone when she gets a flat tire on the freeway. There's not going to be anybody there to say, hey, you can crash on my couch tonight while you figure it out. You know, nobody's going to do that for her anymore, due to the fact that she participated in your destruction. It all has to happen to her. And I think it all has to happen to her mate too. Yeah, round and freaking round. They're going to go. Thousands of years, they have to go through this now. And their soul, I guess, will either be fortified or it will cease to be. But God said they will not be destroying this weary soul of this High Priestess Empress star that's been going through this for centuries. Absolutely not. They're going to get a freaking firestorm is what they're going to get. They will not be taking this contract away from this rose. They will not be interfering in it with their stupid little trickery. She's learned her karmic lesson of these people who aren't even her family. They're not the same. These could be like genetically altered beings. You know, if they sacrificed you thousands of years ago, like you may not have gotten all of the injections or all of the CRISPR, whatever's inside your body. And these people did. So you've learned all of your lessons that you needed from this fake family of sex addicts. Could be the divine masculine has history with that. There's no strings attached stuff to family. And now they're having massive regrets. They didn't know that you had these spiritual gifts. They loved you and they hated you for them. And now you're turning your back on them. Okay. Bye. Centuries have proved that the presence of this person who loves you and hates you is not necessary. They're not necessary. They're just not. They're effed up over you, getting readings on you. Since they've been disconnected from you, they don't have any money. Your star power, your high priestess source connections to these upper dimensional spaces and places, that higher vibration, that bigger bank account, those bigger gifts, they no longer have access to that. They were spending your money in these higher vibrational places as the spiritual you, and it wasn't you. They were trying to destroy your reputation by being frivolous, a terrorist, a prostitute, and it wasn't you at all. You were the sacrificed rose that was being hidden and covered in the blame and the shame of their own vile ways. And now it's too late for the phony trickster. They're getting blocked and they are ashamed. It could be that their love spells are getting blocked and they are ashamed. It's like, honey, you're happily single. Go be that. Stop doing love spells on people. Yeah, because they're trying to get the freaking GPS of this queen bee, and that ain't gonna happen. No, the Empress High Priestess star is the queen bee, and this is her path, and you will not be taking it. This is a fiercely independent woman who's going to be delivering with her twin flame a effing firestorm of karma for you. It's going to be lovely. Very much deserved. God said you were going to get what you deserved there, vampire. Now they're Jezebels drinking to cope. They got bad news. A psycho won't let go. A psycho won't let go. A psycho won't let go of a divine feminine. So the mask, the shady mask wearer, has to go into a damn freaking coffin. Yeah. This spiritual guru is in a downward spiral. He and his Jezebel are sending out love messages left and right. Come on, baby, let the good times roll. Come on, baby, let me feel your soul. Come on, baby, let the good times roll all night long. I don't know why that song just came to mind. Because he wants to feel your soul. The love child of the Most High God. There's these jackasses that are just out there effing this and effing that and drinking and partying and getting up with a headache and gagging while they're brushing their teeth and going to work anyway or calling in sick or whatever. They're having a heartbreak. They probably don't even have a job. They're having a heartbreak because you have illuminated. You've got your light on and you're shining brightly on the trick and the truth of the mirror. Your true colors are seen. You're a beautiful, bright being, high priestess, empress, star. And the mirror cannot mirror that. They cannot. They cannot. Somebody might be coming in to pop the question with you with the intention of backstabbing you and deceiving you. But God is fed up with these stupid karmic ties, and they're going to the police station for what they've been doing with romance and souls and value of souls and purpose and destiny and children. Yeah, they're losing sleep. They're getting shocking news. The twin flames are rejecting those who are all about reckless sex. It's like, get the F out of our house, whore. There's legal matters, criminal effing paternity of those who left you hanging. They just came in to get a little bite, and once they got you pregnant and they could tap into that child's bank account too, they considered themselves a conqueror, a success story. Effing game. Now they're running. They're running. I love you. Let's bump heads. Your soul value is mine. Oh, you're always going to be my best friend. I feel for you. Give me that sweet life. Give me that sweet life, honey. Yeah, you're free of this scenario. You're free to get married to your twin flame that you've always prayed for. These jackass, you're going to get your wish, and it could be that you missed him, he misses you. You've been apart for a while in these parallel dimensions. Somebody's under pressure, getting separated and detached. And detached. I got 20% power. I just got a warning. I just got a warning. I just got a warning. Let's just do one of these real quick. Podcast. So, 9 of Wands, courage, resilience. Somebody's getting an ultimatum for bringing negative influences into your life. This criminal behavior during this holy matrimony. Yeah, you're happy. And it is it's clear that however you presenting yourself into this world is you're happy. And these people, this husband or wife or whatever, they brought in so many negative influences into your life, and they wanted you to be trapped forever. They were told that if they did so, if they influenced you to the extreme in a negative way, that they could trap your energy and your gifts forever, and that they would never have to do the work to actually earn the privilege to have those gifts. That they could just trap yours and use them forever and gain favor with God that way. That's what Satan said. And this little asshole fed on that lie for centuries. Num, 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 num. Ew, this energy is sweet. It's delicious energy. Oh yes, it's sweet, delicious energy. So now they're in a tower because you are guided from above. The bridge has been mended. The communication system is online. These ones are being warned. You have revealed the truth and solved the puzzle of the lies of this poisonous snake. This evil, arrogant, my way or the freaking highway, freaking little jackwagon is going to get his cookies delivered to him. He's going to get some cookies. This is a simp who does the very most for somebody who cares the very least. Oh, yes. He loves the snake. He loves the snake. The Page of Cups is here, needing an intimate encounter so that they can get this energetic entanglement and then mimic your value, your soul value. They want to create the illusion for their mistress, their Jezebel, that she is you. This is what they've been doing, and they've been side hustling or prostituting your energy. This is what they've been doing. But here you are. You're right out here, courageous, resilient. Your boundaries are up. You're tired. You're weary, but you're happy. And you're right out there, right out there. Everybody can see it. These people tried to destroy you. This person who vowed to protect and love you agreed to freaking prostitute your energy for a status of privilege. They didn't want to partner with you and actually grow to be worthy of privilege. They just wanted to take yours and then go be with their whore because that's what their match is. They're so far beyond you. Fuck 'em. Come on. Five of Pentacles, social mask wearer. Ew, I'm so pretty. I got my fancy threads. It's all about the clothes, baby. And the makeup. Oh, yes. It's all about clothes and makeup, right? Yeah. It's all about clothes and makeup. Oh, but F word. You went in a new direction. What the hell? You got your damn wings? And now you're getting the money? Because your twin flame sees you and is coming to get ya. Bye-bye love, bye-bye happiness, hello loneliness, I think I'm gonna die. Bye-bye my love, goodbye. There goes my baby with someone new. She sure looks happy, I sure am blue. She was my baby till he stepped in. Goodbye to romance, my only friend. You're not triggered. You're not triggered. Goodbye. You're not triggered. You know why you're not triggered? You're not triggered because you knew it was a freaking game. And anybody who treats life like a game is already weak. And very much unserious. So, but they can do damage for sure to a 3D vessel. They're like a big old freight train, a big old elephant in a china closet. They'll just come right in there and knock everything off the shelf, and they don't care, nothing at all. Nothing at all, because they're intelligent animals. Dead men, needing a blood transfusion just to stop from rotting. feral. You're not feral. You're not feral. You're not dealing with these ferals. Now, what I heard the other day was the feral JDs are here. So the feral pages, those who they promised positions of power and authority. Yeah, you're not dealing with them. You're not dealing with third-party enemies. There's no affair here with a thug. You're not accepting any small offerings. You know that all they have is a small offering. They've been bringing you upheaval. They've been consuming every ounce of effort you've been putting in. They've been causing you a distraction, and you're saying goodbye. You got a big old Ace of Cups of love, and those who betrayed you are not causing you grief. You're not in grief. They can't end your contract. Your contract is here. They can't take the contract of the rose. They're spying on you from secret accounts. You're a legend. You're legendary. You're the legendary rose. The one that got away. The fierce, independent woman that nobody could slay. Even though they tried. You're getting the land back. You're taking it back. God said the land is going back to the indigenous people. The indigenous people of this land are not up for ownership or slavery by some jackass wanting to exercise domination over people. Frickin' time traveling, soul sucking, whatever. Yeah. So this fierce independent woman and her twin flame are bringing a firestorm of karma to these assholes who deserve it. They've been feeding on the twin flames and they deserve a big old shitstorm. What did they say? They said Jesus was drowning in a vat of shit. Is that what they said? Is that what they said? Yahushua. We got a doppelganger. We got a doppelganger. Ooh. I love singing. So the Three of Cups is here. Casanova, there's a celebration because Casanova is being observed, or Casanova and his little web making, strategies is being watched by the big bird. Look, dude, you thought you were the big guy on campus. You're just a little tiny spider, and the big ones are here now. The big ones are here now, and they appreciate very much the information that these roses have brought to the surface about your practices of gaining power and being able to harm people. It's very simple. Casanova was never operating on his own supply. He was only operating on those energies that he could unalive or sexually tag and claim as a prize. On their own, they don't have the power that they're trying to claim. They just don't. They're not true divine masculines. So we've got a cult leader. So a cult leader is targeting an empath. You're an empath. Casanova is being observed. The big bird may just eat that spider. They're running away, or they're watching their Jezebel run away. They're trying to freaking get away. They're feeling like shit because you love yourself. And that's how it is. They can't stick you in South Node. You love yourself. You are a being of love. And they are only a mirror. But they can't mirror your love unless you feel like shit. But you're not feeling like shit. So now they're running away. They're like, oh crap, this empath is freaking loving themselves. I love me. I love my inner divine. Woo-hoo. Now a cult leader is feeling like shit. Cult leader Casanova feeling like shit. We got a celebration here. Oracle. Four of Wands, homecoming. Timelines are converging. Woo! You're about ready to cross paths with your beautiful flame. Yes, those who were comparing wallets with you are being released. Their secret is out. They're a simp. They're doing the most for somebody who cares the least. They're a slave or a puppet of this snake. And God is bringing a tower, because they're still trying to deny access to God's chosen people. They're still trying to hold the gate to harvest the divine feminine at the crossroads. These nasty freaking people who claim to be religious men of God, they're holding back the mother on purpose, and they're harvesting all of her goodness, her wealth, her status, her authority, and then they put her back through a birth cycle of molestation and trauma. They could not take her out, all of them together, with all of their magical sorcery and their beautiful little devils and demons that they work with. They were not able to destroy this woman. And now God's with her, recognized. She's identifiable. And they're just a shadow demon. So they were comparing their wallets with you. This shadow demon was comparing wallets with a high priestess empress star. They got married to her, and then they introduced alcohol, cigarettes, drugs, whatever, and a whole bunch of criminal whatever, taboo shit that this person was supposed to not do as a responsible husband and religious leader, most likely. They partnered with the freaking devil. And they said, here, sometimes all a man has to offer is his wife, right? Cult leader feeling like shit? Well, good. Maybe he could go eat shit for an eternity. They're being released. Their secrets are out. They've been discovered. We're making a transformation. There's going to be a shift. Those cult leaders, those Casanova schwanksters who've been out there fake busy, they haven't been producing anything. They're just a mask wearing, teddy bear loving boy in a man suit that they've been overpowering and RAPing people with in the image of the Father. They're trapped. Shadow demon is trapped. Queen of Cups is in the reverse, seeking help for the history of leaving you alone and siphoning off of you and breaking you up. So they have a history of making sure that you were always alone. They made sure that every relationship you had wound up with you being heartbroken and in misery. And they kept it going round and freaking round and freaking round. And now this little bitch is going to get it back. She's been side hustling with her little pimp, your energy, for a status of privilege that they did not earn. These little fakers, these little pretenders that think a pretty little hairstyle and some really expensive fabrics and a perfectly little held hand or a perfect little freaking, shoe and walk means you're God's daughter. Yeah. Sorry, honey. Royalty often cannot be seen with the eyes. It's all about soul value, and these ones don't have it. Look, you're not jealous of these people. You're not jealous. They wanted you to be jealous. They did this over and freaking over. They caused you infidelity, breakups. Your person probably did whatever. You're not jealous. Round and round and round, over and freaking over. They did this to you and you're still not jealous. It's like, look, dude, okay, you're a freaking rainbow. You're special. If the little dude wants to go off and be with a whore, let him. You're special. They think you're a bitch. They wanted to trauma bond with an oracle, and this narcissist may have done that. They wanted to get access to your clairs, to your mind. They've been using bodies as bridges and connectors to higher dimensional spaces and places. That's how they've gained access to these upper dimensional spaces of God's kingdom, is by trapping upper dimensional, high vibrational roses and trump cards, typically when they are children. And then they drive their cars, their vehicles, their lives into complete catastrophe. You're a legend because you survived it. You survived what this narcissist did. They're trolling you. They might be driving over your house. They've been feeding on the freaking star seeds. They've been denying them ascension at the crossroad, and they've been deceitfully convicting them of crimes and then brutally murdering them at the crossroad and putting them back through a rebirth of molestation, low vibrational shit, while these filthy old vampiric men harvest the wealth and the beautiful authority of these star seeds, these special people. This asshole at the gate is a vampire, and that's how they've retrieved their wealth, by taking it, by deceitfully framing and deceitfully convicting the starseeds of crimes at the gate. When they're about ready to receive their prize, their crown, the freaking vampire steps in and says no. How do I know? Because I listen to them all freaking night arguing about it. There's a man out there, a masculine, who wants to be with this starseed, and this vampiric gatekeeper won't let her through. God was listening to everything. This is somebody who does the very least to gain the very most. They vampire people who have graduated through their initiations over and over again. You've earned your reward and your authority many lifetimes in a row, while you got this vampire gatekeeping you, doing the very least. He's a whore, he's out there hurting people, and he's wearing your energy, and he's keeping the gate that you're supposed to be in charge of. Now they can go get fucked. Because why? They've been feeding on people, doing witchcraft on people, people who care about themselves, people who are a good influence in the world. They've been telling bad lies about, so that they can keep them in the trap and continue dressing up in their energy and pretending that they have anything inside of them that is any kind of value whatsoever. When this is what they are, it's all they are. A freaking mimicker. A freaking Jezebel illusionist. Side hustling the energy of human beings for a status of privilege. They're sick. May all their rayon fabrics be lit on fire. Stay in your own lane. Love bombing and gaslighting, imbecile, stay in your own lane. Okay, because these roses and these trump cards have billionaire status, and you entities don't deserve to be in the energy. You simps of a snake do not deserve to be in the energy of this highly advanced and guided being. Unicorn. This unicorn. You know what she decided? She or he decided? She and he decided after all of those times of infidelity, of broken promises, of betrayal, probably just decided that whatever life form y'all are isn't worthy because you're just a bunch of effing pretenders running around with a freaking stiffy, man. Nobody freaking needs that. Foul, dripping stiffy. I probably should go. I'm getting a little disgusted. I get a little disgusted. Potatoes, schmanatoes. I love potatoes. I have a potato. I've been thinking I should put it in the oven, bake it. A nice big potato. I love potatoes. Well, we got 13% battery life. I suppose I could pull one more set. What do you think, everybody? Should I? Shall I go for one more set? Oopsie, somebody ignored the red flag. Somebody ignored the red flag. Just so you know, somebody ignored the red flag. You weren't jealous. You moved on. You chose yourself. You decided to cater to the inner divine. And you're like, okay, man, you don't want that? That's fine. Okay. So, rather than seeking confirmation or acceptance from anybody out there who had everything negative to say about you, the way you cook, the way you clean, the way you dress, the way you speak, the way you wear your hair, the way you present yourself, the way you walk, the way you talk, your shoes, heels or flats, whatever. Everybody's got some freaking thing to say that is objecting. And they never want to talk about the positive potentials. They just want to be nasty. Well, we got 13% battery. We got 13% battery. So I'm going to go ahead and pull one more set of cards just so we can see. I mean, we got pretty much the whole story here, but you know, it's time and it's Saturday, I think. I think it's Saturday and it's like 12:24 p.m. I got all day. All day. 13 is a lucky number. I love the number 13. And it breaks down to a 4, which is the number of the angels, which makes it even more special. Angel, I don't do private readings. So, you're courageous, you're resilient, and you're wary. They're getting an ultimatum for interjecting bad influences, alcohol, drugs, cigarettes, any kind of nasty, any kind of crap onto happy people. It was taboo. They had committed themselves to you. They were supposed to love you, guide you, protect you, help you grow, help you advance, add value to your soul. And instead, they decided to bury you under the shame and the blame of their own disgusting life. But you remained happy anyway, and everybody can see it. Everybody can see it. You're a happy person. You're not these cowards who go out. You don't go out and attacking people that you don't know and insist that they are not happy and that there is no divine guidance around them, blah, 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 blah. You don't say to people what people say to you. You're not out there talking smack to people you've never met. You don't waste your time You've got value to add to your damn soul. You don't have time to worry about little whiny bitches that just want to fight all the time. Time is our opportunity. And unfortunately, people have taken that time and traded it for dollars. So somebody's really sick. So somebody's real sick. You're happy. Everybody can see it. It's a podcast. You're out there. Everybody's talking about how happy you are. And we've got dis-ease and fragile. Somebody's feeling pretty fragile. Maybe you're happy. They thought you were weak. Somebody is feeling weak because you're happy. You're in your high frequency. They're in a tower here, knowing that you are guided from above. It could be that your guidance from above has them in a tower. It could be that God is bringing a tower to them from above. We saw that the zombies were coming up out of the grave. So God is guiding from above the below. See, because you are deeply rooted into the valley of the shadow of death or whatever. You got there into the deepest, darkest hole and you planted your freaking seed there and you rooted it. And then you reached for that beautiful light and you're this beautiful white stallion, innocent, pure, strong, powerful, rooted. And as above, what comes in through the crown feeds the below, the roots. So this is planetary stabilization connected to the upper and the under. This is what it needs to be. But you've been attacked by bark beetles who've been coming in trying to tear down your damn tree, your stabilizer, your life, your body. But you're happy. You're stable. Even though people had been draining you of your energy and feeding on you like you were some freaking juice box or something, you're guided from above. This simp does the very most for somebody who cares the very least. It's got to be my way. Got to be my way. They've got a very powerful mind. They might have ultimately like mind controlled somebody. We've got a snake here. Warning, warning, snake. It could be that the snake is being warned. This arrogant SOB, this arrogant, selfish SOB, this simp who works for the devil. I know. Okay, we got 10%. All right, we'll get her done. We'll get her done. And you have triumphed. So, they're being warned. You are the winner. You are happy. You are the winner. And there's nothing they can do about it. You've brought forth all this information that is very beneficial to the upper dimensional spaces. And even though this little devil at the crossroads doesn't want to let you in, God is watching and listening. And by now, I'm sure this person has probably been evicted from that position that they were never ever qualified to be in. This thief has been robbing people at the crossroads during their time of transition. Page of Cups wants a commitment. They want to come in and you because they want to mimic your soul value. They want to give it to their little bitch so that she can mimic your soul value, take over your status of privilege, and then sell your energy. Prostitute your energy. Probably go do orgies and whatever. Lay that shit on you and blame you for it. Uh-oh, we're at 9%, 9%. Countdown! It's the countdown! Oh, self-love. Self-love, look. They could not stop your self-love. They tried to stop your self-love. They were harvesting you. They wanted you to feel like shit. They wanted you to think that everybody in the entire freaking world saw you as having no value. They're being stopped from side hustling your love. So they kept all of your loving partners from you, every loving partner you had. They just took your energy, gave it to a hoe bag, dressed her up, and then they prostituted your energy while you were left single to wear both your female and your masculine energies. And then you have to listen to these jackasses complain about you being in your masculine energy. Well, excuse me. There was nobody else here to protect. You got these nasty jacks coming in with all of their low vibrational freaking temptations. Their strategy. They're in a 5 of Pentacles, these mask wearers. They're big ass teddy bear boys. They just want to F everything and everybody and pretend that they are like the master of war. You are happy. You have risen and are going in a new direction. These finances belong to those who sing praises, those who have the soul song and love God. So you're untriggered by these jackwagons and you're saying goodbye. It's like, good for goodbye. We got a strategy. You're untriggered by their strategy, their mind reading attempts. They've been trying to mind read you. 8%. Uh-oh. So they're in a 5 of Cups energy, causing you upheaval. They could be in upheaval. They might be distracted. They might be trying to cause you a distraction. They wanting to make a small offering, but you're not dealing with third-party enemies. You're not dealing with these toxic, low-life third-party creepazoids. You're not dealing with any feral bullshit artists, these thugs. You're going to relax and just be at peace. Like, get out of here, man. You don't have anything I want. And these people keep trying to push in on you. Push in. Oh, but you want it. Push in. Oh, but you want it. But I'm right here. I'm right here. I'm right here. You want it. You want it. You want it. No, I don't, man. If I wanted it, I would have went to the freaking store. I would have went to the bookshop. I would have went somewhere. I'd have been out. But no, I don't want it. But you got all these invisible nasty jacks wanting to push in on you with their stupid love spells and other magical traps. You've got a big old Ace of Cups love and a beautiful contract coming your way. Nasty Jack wants to bring in some betrayal, some sneaky strategy. You're not in grief. We've got a contract here. It's in the reverse. You're not in grief. They don't have a contract with you. They're not going to trick you. These betrayers, they're not going to trick you into a contract. No, they're not going to trick you into a contract. This Rose is a freaking legend. And she's being stalked by people from secret accounts that are bound to the commitments that they made while trying to trap her. Thank you, Patricia. See? Yeah. And all the work that they did. They made a whole bunch of commitments to a whole bunch of contracts trying to trap you. And now they have to honor those contracts. They're still here trying to get an entanglement, Rose. You got to be careful because you got this page out here wanting to you so that he can dress up his freaking little witchy girl here and she can do mirror magic, trap you in that freaking mirror. No sexual relations unless you're already in a devoted union. I mean, that would be my advice. Of course, you don't have to take my advice. I'm just a person on the internet. Well, you know, I suppose, you know, but nobody wants those now, Joey. Nobody wants those now. No, thank you. Hi, Susie. Oh, 8%. So, completion of a 10 of Wands burden for the twin flames. They're making preparations for a firestorm of a freaking karma on those little jackasses. Independent woman is taking that freaking land back. Oh yeah, she's the queen of that damn heel. She's wearing both her masculine and her feminine energies. You can do what you need to do with genders. You could be a masculine in both your powerful feminine and masculine energies, your light and your dark. Do what you need to do with that, but you're getting the land back and you are the king or the queen of that mountain there. You're going on an adventure. This is your rightful position that these low-life pieces of crap have been stealing from you. Every cycle at the crossroads, they've been stealing your honor in this way. This snake that's been commanding the gate. So there's a celebration here because Casanova has been observed. They've been observed trying to cast a web and trap you in it. They're running away. They're running away or they're watching their mirrored Jezebel run away. You're an empath. You love yourself. And this cult leader is feeling like shit. Why? Because they're blind or they're feeling awkward. Maybe they didn't do their research. They made an unfair assessment of you. They didn't see you as this. shadow demon comparing wallets. He thought his shadow was the best. He thought his shadow was the freaking best. Oh, honey, you were buried in that shit, weren't ya? Buried in the shadow demon's shit. All over the way. Buried in that shit. But look what happened. The real you came out. And now the shadow demon is in his own damn trap because they didn't do the damn work to get their light on. Did they? No. So all they got is shadow. And you have light and guidance from above. You're a powerful freaking source. And they are frightened now. They're frightened now. They thought they were going to snuff the light out of you and you were just going to be trapped in that shadow and that's all you were ever going to be. And that this mirror was going to wear your beautiful, happy energy and show up as you with all of your life of luxury. This little whore. Curse. They curse themselves. They're going to have to live out the curses that they spoke over your life in their little concentration camp. There's a transformation coming for the shadow demon. They're going to have to go either get their light turned on and become exactly what you are. The reward that they're trying to take from you requires that they be the equal light, and they're just not. They were fake busy. They were too busy cursing you in the shadow, using your light to curse you. But you got free, God emancipated you. Now God's got that light. So does your twin flame. You're empowering each other, and these guys are screwed because they don't have any light in them. The only light that they have is the sacrificed trump cards and roses. That's the only light they have. And as far as I know, God is emancipating all of them. So they don't have any light to fuel their shady magic, their dark magic, unless you give Casanova an opportunity to indulge. So they were indulging in you and in your wealth, the wealth of the sweetheart, by wearing a mask. They were indulging in your wealth by wearing a mask as you and pretending to be you, destroying your reputation, misusing your energy, fouling your identity, and whatever they did with your children. They're protesting. They're protesting your good news. The fact that this mental disturbance, they were teaching people how to disturb mentally others and then steal their fate. This is the conclusion of them taking the resources of beautiful, powerful, light-bearing people. And they're being rejected and they're going through withdrawals. Because you are okay and you are in your purpose. And they are being separated out from your energy. And they're fighting amongst each other. Because of this stupid dream that they were going to get all your money. They were going to be saved by trapping your beautiful angelic energy and feeding on it. But you remained peaceful in your mind. You managed yourself well under great adversity, and you persevered, and now you're coming into the reward for your efforts. You've got a nasty freaking vampire at the crossroads who's trying to set you up for a crime and then recycle you back through for another life of molestation. While they take your reward, your status and your authority, and the gatekeeper position. So, Nasty Jack is going to suffer a loss of real estate because you are high value. And now this asshole is paranoid. He's going to have some accidents. He's going to be in danger because there's evidence of what he tried to do to destroy, to rob the wealth of the marriage that this woman has. She has been shown a mercy, a kindness, has guidance from above. And this asshole tried to rob her of her twin flame marriage. Her promise, her vow. Prideful, egotistical pissant having a whole big problem because justice is being served on behalf of this blessing, and you will get your eternal love because you are inner peace. You're gonna get your new family tree because you have the energy that qualifies for this ascension. These ones are going to get ready for a freaking nightmare because guess what? God cares about you. And these assholes that were tempted and bribed to move against you, to try to destroy you, are going to be cast away. They're going to be made dead. Whatever they've been enjoying is going to be made dead. They will not ever be served by the High Priestess Empress Star again. Never will they gain access into her territory. They don't want to hear it. They're going to lose their damn freedom is what they're going to do. And they're furious because, look, that was already in there upside down on its own. They're furious because what? They don't want to apologize. They're mad. They don't want to apologize. They're just furious. Prayers. Schedule. Domination. For the history of dominating this family, we have gained a whole bunch of knowledge. This network, we've gained knowledge about the network that has been working to harvest soul value and authority and gatekeeper positions and such. You are here in collaboration with your alliances. They are trustworthy, honest, and true. And these people are being overwhelmed by them. They're sick right now. They may want to compromise. But they were doing magic on a freaking good moral human being who has nothing but merit to offer this world. And now they were trying to trap her gift. They bullied her. But she survived their stupid natural disasters, and now it's their turn to go survive the impossible path that requires a survival in order to come into the fierce energy and wealth that it deserves. All you murderers out there, you red-rumming thieves, I am looking forward to this shitstorm of fire moving through you, for sure. For sure. And I don't have to feel bad about it. It's been centuries. Little boy's mask is going to fall off real soon. But they got their fake story that doesn't make any sense, that they'll probably try to drag into some mutation of a timeline. On a good note, paths are converging, timelines are converging. You're about ready to come into union with your person, your twin flame. They're not gonna, these stupid little mirrors, these side hustling Jezebels, they're not gonna get it. They're looking for help They're looking for help. Oh yeah, they need help. For sure they do. They've been freaking partying. They've been freaking partying on the sweetheart's energy and life. They've been spending her Star Nation soul tribe's wealth, using her energy and her face to create criminal activity in her Star Nation home. I don't care any which way about any of you. Not at all. God said you're going to get what you deserve. And it ain't this energy. And it ain't any of the other roses' energies. Oh no, because these roses are legendary. And you, darling, you're just a side hustling freaking mirror. A little Jezebel prostitute. Illusion caster. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit. Well, we're at 4%, so I really got to go now, for sure, for sure. Because if I try to, oh, now we're at 3%. Hey, everybody, thanks for being here. I really wish you the most blessed day. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you on the next one, everybody. Bye. Well, Sabrina, God said that everybody's going to get what they deserve, and that's just the way that it is. And I am adamant about it, and I'm like, hey, you know, if that's what God says, then that's what God says, and I don't feel bad about repeating it. And anybody who wants to get mad about me repeating what God said, then it's just, I don't really care. God said that. God said they will get what they deserve, and He said that while I was being mentally raped like 6 years ago by thousands of people, saying every atrocious, foul, freaking evil thing they were going to do to me while they were energetically, mentally, physically, every which way they could accost me without actually showing up and presenting themselves. Yeah. Yeah, well, you got a problem. I'll see you next time, everybody. Have a beautiful day.